Sangre de Cristo is a border town populated mostly by Mexican immigrants. One night in 2010, Francisco Salazar is arrested. He is the only one of the town's 57 residents who's still alive. Everyone else has been slaughtered, and Francisco has the blood of more than a dozen people on his clothes. The first half hour of Savage Land is like an episode of those murder documentary shows with journalists whoring themselves out to sell horror for casual viewing. This is what's left of the 60 Minutes legacy. Endless shows about people killing people. But copying the style of these shows works perfectly as an entry into a horrific situation, because we see so much of the world through television documentaries. Salazar, when he finally speaks, isn't the perpetrator, but an almost victim of something, or some things, that came into the town through the South. The last 50 minutes of Savage Land reveals the alternate theory of the crime, the one Salazar swears is true. I'm not showing any images or describing what actually happened, but if you're into found footage horror, this is your kind of flick. Because Savage Land isn't found footage, it's found framage. We see photographs that Salazar, an avid amateur photographer, took when he walked through Sangre de Cristo that night. The politics aren't subtle, they're right out front, they're just predictable. But that doesn't mean they're illegitimate either. The tough lives of illegal immigrants who can't go to the authorities in a crisis add a layer to the story. The political stuff may even be intentionally misleading. The alert viewer might not agree with their intentional meaning. The cliched figures, the fat sheriff who's a racist, the fat radio host who's a racist, are just too cliched, too on the nose, but it's not like those guys don't exist. I could get past them because of how well the movie makers create a sense of this desolate southwestern town. As we look into the evidence, we side with a journalist who ends up writing a book about the massacre. But he doesn't seem to get the whole picture either. The average to poor acting only hurts in one case, because everyone seems to be acting on those types of crime shows. The local chosen to do most of the talking as he guides us around town. He's identified as an immigrant who's also a border agent. They're trying to cover all the bases, but he doesn't talk like a local. He talks like the employees of NBC. If they just made him the narrator, the actual journalist making this documentary, his bad acting might have worked. It's an interesting way to use a motion picture, to use stills. Savage Land returns to the roots of zombies, but it would have been sharper if it didn't take the easy way out regarding the accused and the cops. If one man with a machete was arrested with 15 people's blood on him, would any cop, white, black, Hispanic, believe his story? Is a racist cop wrong to not believe someone claiming he didn't kill people whose blood was all over him and blamed it on some kind of monster horde? Such a cop would be kicked off duty immediately. We like the accused, but we see the position of the authority figures too. We'd be conflicted, not comfortably sure that the white dudes we don't like are all not only just wrong, but are evil, while the quiet Mexican is not only innocent, but saintly. But the last few minutes and the images during the closing credits made me wonder if I was reading the overt political stuff correctly. I haven't gone looking for answers in interviews, by the way, because this kind of confusion should be answered, or not, by the movie itself. So when it comes to the politics of Savage Land, your guess is as good as mine. But it's well worth looking into because of those questions. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.